He is the brother of Rex Ryan, who I met and had beers with in Houston. First of all, you can pull that mic right up.
All right.
There you go. You're twins. Okay, let me start with this. 3 years ago, Chris Mortensen says, teams are interested in hiring Rob Ryan. He's got to cut his hair. Owners care about optics and crap. And my takeaway was you said, to hell with that. I'm not cutting my hair. Do you regret that?
Well, I mean, I think, if it had been true, I mean, shoot, I would have shaved my head bald. But I don't, I think, I used to cut my hair once a year in Oakland for Locks of Love. And so I did that every year for 5 years, and nobody really knew about it. But lately, my hair doesn't grow back fast, and my wife likes my hair long, so that's why I keep it long. And I think if a team wants to hire Rob Ryan, they're going to hire me as I am, and I'll be a great coach for him.
I told Rex when I met with him, I said, Rex, and I truly believe this, a lot of NFL coaches I don't think would succeed at college. They wouldn't put up with the boosters. They wouldn't be good recruiters. I don't think Belichick would be a great college coach. I think he would wear people out. Pete Carroll works in college. You know what I mean?
Right, sure.
I said, Rex, you would be a home run college coach. I said, you and Herm Edwards, the look, the laugh, the personality, players would love to play for you. And Rex is like, I'm not doing college. Similarly, you're a big personality guy. Why don't you and Rex both? Why won't you consider top college jobs? Tennessee may be open in a year. That's an incredible job.
Right. I think, Colin, I would definitely consider college head coaching job. I was offered 2 jobs when I was coaching in Dallas. I turned them down, and I do regret that. I think every coach eventually wants to be a head coach and run their own program. And I will disagree with you. I think Belichick would still win in college.
I'm not saying
everybody might hate him, but the most famous college coach is Nick Saban, and he worked under Belichick. So but it's true. I think personality has a lot to do with it. I think recruiting the best players. I mean, best players win. I mean, that's
75% of the game.
No question about it. And it's something that I'm definitely going to consider next year.
Okay, so it's interesting. You coached under Belichick.
Absolutely.
Yet there is this sense that Rex and Rob don't like him, which is okay. It's rivalry. Right. It's sports.
Right.
What is the Ryan family relationship with Bill?
Well, the utmost respect. I think. Look, we know who the big dog in the park is, and I think if you don't beat him, you're in that league. I think people see, Rex called out Belichick and all this, and now the Ryans are calling him out. Well, I mean, you got to. I mean, eventually, for your team to beat a Bill Belichick team, I mean, you have to have the confidence and belief that you can do it yourself. And I think me or my brother, we've never lacked confidence. So we've also both been lucky enough to beat him. But
Rex
he's
has beaten him 5 times, I think, 4 times. Rex has beaten him a handful of times. No, I think it's
quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit, including a playoff game. And
Rob Ryan joining us. When you're under, I mean, you've been under Sean Payton. It's not like you haven't been under a good coach. You've been under a lot of good coach. In Dallas, who was the head coach?
Jason Garrett.
Okay,
who's an excellent coach.
So what is it with Belichick? Is it simply IQ? I think what's the secret sauce?
I think Bill Belichick is night and day the best coach that's ever coached. Ever. And now, I never saw Vince Lombardi, but I've heard about some of his speeches. But he's by far the most prepared.
Most prepared.
I think, with Belichick, he takes everything in consideration. He will paint a picture to his team that if you just execute his plan, it'll work and you'll win. And he's right every time. You never heard a coach say, hey, look, there's snow on the field. Well, what's that mean to the New England Patriots? Well, it means no one's going to hit an out all day. Don't defend the sideline. Defend inside the numbers. And it's the only time I've ever heard a coach ever say it. To the point we're playing Philadelphia in a perfectly beautiful day, and McNabb's the quarterback, and he's like, look, there's snow on the field. Well, everybody, and there wasn't. But everybody knows what that means. McNabb's not throwing the outs. The only thing he threw to the flat was a diagonal and a go route. So we had great success against him because we packed the paint, we called it. And but he does that every week. It's something that Belichick and a guy named Ernie Adams, who no one knows, the invisible man behind Bill Belichick, and they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to tell the team what we need to do to be successful. And everybody says it. Every new coach comes in saying the same thing. Hey, it's about our program. It's how we're going to run things. It's how we're going to do things. But they don't go in the detail that Bill Belichick does. And he's amazing. I mean, I worked for the great Sean Payton. He does a fantastic job, and Jason both do a great job. They're the closest to Belichick out there. But there's only one Bill Belichick, and he'll find whatever it is. He's got the Social Security of the unknown soldier. I mean, he knows it all. He really does. He knows it.
So it's interesting. I was saying this yesterday, is that cultures change. It used to be everybody had a huddle in football. Now nobody huddles.
Right.
And that could be Chip Kelly in college kind of escalated that. And Urban Meyer took it in Belichick. People used to throw outside of the hash marks. Bill brought it a lot in with the Gronk, Aaron Hernandez stuff. Let's get it inside so he kind of captured the middle of the field. And I don't know who starts it, but certainly Bill went forward on fourth down more than a lot of coaches. Cultures change. Well, we also have a culture. What's happening, Rob, is that players are more empowered. Players now make the kind of money. I mean, heck, some NBA players may be able to buy teams.
Right.
And because players are more empowered, which, by the way, you and I want to be empowered. That's why I play the lottery. You know what I mean? So I can do what I want to do.
Oh, exactly.
What do you do if you're an NFL coach and players want to kneel for the anthem? Now, Hubert Jackson said yesterday, I'm not into it. And I think it's a generational thing. I think sometimes the media makes it a race thing. I think it's generational. My dad served. He saw the flag. I respect the flag. My dad saw it differently. What do you do if you're a head coach and you have a player like Michael Bennett who you admire, love, but he sits for the anthem? What do you do as a head coach?
I think with Michael Bennett, I mean, man, he is somebody that you'd love to be around. He gives so much.
Yes.
He gives everything to the team. He's a tremendous football player and a tremendous person. I think you have to have that talk with him. I think people are getting this all wrong. I think the national anthem is for our entire country. My father served in the Korean War. I was brought up to respect the flag, respect the veterans. They're giving up their life for this flag. And I think the whole country needs a dose of, hey, let's be proud of our country. Let's stand behind our president. Let's do things. Do we have other issues? Absolutely, we do.
We always have.
Now's not the time to do that. This is the national anthem. It's not just each sideline standing up for the national anthem. It's the entire stadium. All right, you're standing up for America. You're standing up for the flag, and everybody should do that. And I think you see those veterans at Walter Reed Hospital with blowing off legs and things like that. And they still love our country. They still love our flag. And I think that's not the time and place to do that. And I think you really have to have a heart-to-heart with these players and say, look, can you do this in another forum? I really think you need to. And I understand the Black Lives Matter movement and things like that. I mean, when I was coaching at Tennessee State, we had Louis Farrakhan coming in all the time. And I know what a political school that was and how big that was. But at the end of the day, I think there's got to be a better time and a place than a national anthem, which is for our country and respect for our flag.
Rob Bryan, nice to have you in. I want to talk about the Cowboys. So they're kind of different than everybody else in the league because of Jerry.
Sure.
He's an oil man. He's a gambler. He's the guy that said, hey, let's put a team in Vegas. And everybody, the league owners went, all right, Jerry's good for it. So he helped move the Rams to Los Angeles. He's a deal maker. I like Jerry. But over the last 4 years, he turned 70, and that became a bucket list. He wants to win a Super Bowl, and he's taken risks on players. Now Ezekiel Elliott and Greg Hardy and Rolando McClain and Randy Gregory, who he was warned, there's some addiction issues perhaps. When you coach for Jerry, how is there not a little bit of animosity as a coaching staff that he wants to be the face of the franchise, but you're doing all the damn work?
Well, I think this. I think, you're mentioning a great owner, a Hall of Fame owner.
You liked him?
That I love him. I have utmost respect for him and his son, Stephen. I think no one wants to win more than Jerry, and that's the truth. I'll tell you what now, if it meant winning a game or whatever, Jerry would do whatever it takes to win. And he hires a great coaching staff. I was honored to be on that staff.
He pays him pretty
for 2
well.
years. He pays extremely well. You know, I remember Cleveland was trying to stick us with, when I left Cleveland to go to Dallas with like a $500,000 bill. You know, I mean, shoot, Jerry paid that in 2 seconds. So he knew he was getting a great coach. But but I love the Jones family, and I think everybody in that organization loves him. You're talking about a guy that gives people chances. He promotes Will McClay into basically the general manager job, and watching the talent evaluation for the Cowboys. A young man, a minority guy that's just coming up, but he saw how good he was doing, and then he promoted him. He made that change, and it's helped the team. I mean, they have done an incredible job of getting football. Dak Prescott, are you kidding me? And this Elliott, the running back. I mean, my God. You know, so they have an excellent team.
So you kind of live. Well, I guess what you're saying is, listen, man, the guy pays, the guy promotes, he wants to win. You can put up with some of the vanity and ego.
Well, I mean, look, I worked for Al Davis. I mean, you know, so for 5 years. So I've been fortunate to work for 3 Hall of Fame owners: Robert Kraft, who will be in the Hall of Fame, Al Davis, and Jerry Jones.
Can you give me an Al Davis story quickly?
Oh, I could give you a ton of them, but I know I love Al Davis. I mean, he was so great for me, and he kept me through 4 different regimes as head coach. I was a coordinator there.
He kept you
for 5 years, and kept me every time. And you know, we ended up having a coordinator of the year and assistant coach of the year out there. Built the team to second in the league in defense, but we had players, and Al got us those players. And but I know things sometimes didn't always go well, and you would get a call. He was a night owl, and you would get a call about 3 a.m. sometimes. He'd be like, the phone would ring. I'd be, what the heck? And my wife would answer it, and he'd, oh, Kristen, hey, baby, hey, sweetie, how you doing? He was awesome. Is your husband there? And I'd get on the phone, and my God, he would lay into me. So
3 a.m.
Oh, yeah. But he's another one that but he knew football. Remember, he was a coach.
Yeah, no, Al knew football.
He knew football. He knew football players. The thing about Al Davis, the best story about Al is he told me this one day in the summer when everybody else is on vacation, and Al has me in the office. He said that I asked him one day, how did you come up with your philosophy on all these bigger, faster guys? That's all he ever drafted.
Yeah.
And he said, well, he grew up as a kid. He always saw the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he always admired the athleticism and the speed of the Brooklyn Dodgers. And then he had the New York Yankees and all the power and the strength, and the size of the Yankees. He said teams used to come out and they'd watch batting practice. They'd be beat before they ever played the Yankees because they'd be hitting every ball out in the stands. He would like that Judge kid. But that was great. So that's how we ended up taking that philosophy from baseball.
Size and speed,
and put it into football.
And they were, for a long time, the most intimidating professional sports team in America. There was no doubt. The Raiders, for about a 10 to 20 year period, they were like UNLV basketball in Tark's prime. They won a lot of games showing up. They intimidated people. Okay, yep. Rob Ryan, who I just found out lives just down the road in San Diego. I'm not giving out your address, but that's great. You know, you do have a little bit of a Big Lebowski feel to you. Are you offended by that?
No. In fact, the great thing, I'm going out to Hawaii, and out of nowhere, my wife's like, oh, my God, there's Jeff Bridges. And he had glasses on and things. I'm like, oh, man, that is Jeff Bridges. So, of course, I got the pic with me and the dude, and I appreciate the dude.
You have to give us that picture.
That's the best picture around. I got it here.
Oh,
you got it right now?
Oh, I do. I got it.
Yo, time out. You have the picture.
Oh, I got the picture.
All right, take your time.
I don't make
camera,
these things up.
Get in here, camera.
Let me find out.
So the camera's right there.
Make sure.
Now, you may have a lot of pictures that we can't put on the air,
well,
Rob. If you're anything like Rex,
my wife's absolute. No, I'm not. I appreciate everything about my wife, not just her feet. But just kidding. I had to get to my brother. I had to zing him there. Had to zing him.
That was good.
But let's see.
Take your
Here we
time.
go. Oh, wait a second. What the hell did I do here? Here we go.
Okay, camera, get in there. Now turn that. No, right to that one right there.
Right there.
Hold on, get that.
Oh, wow.
Couple of dudes just hanging out.
God, that is great.
I swear I was the inspiration for that character, but maybe there's some other facts that say different.
Great seeing you, man. Great meeting you.
Oh, it's great to be here. I appreciate it, and been a big fan of yours, and love the new network here.
Oh, thank you. Rex used to hate me. Then he had beers with me. Then I think Rex liked me.
Right.
Have a few beers
you're
with
a tough
me.
guy.
I am
know
kind of
that.
tough. I'm
I
rough.
know you are.
I'm a little
but
rough.
you're fair.
Hey, right there. And that may have been the best moment in the history of the show right there. A foot joke and a picture of Jeff Bridges.